the challenge I see in the future right now and going into the future with, attracting talent. I think there's three massive challenges. One obviously will require time, and with time, there's emergence of other new and flashy things that attract the attentions of younger folks, right? For example, now if you look at coding, they are teaching young kids as young as primary school on how to code, right? So it's really going into that very tech sector. And if you're looking at the captains of the industries these days being talked about, Elon Musk, he's a nerdy coder, right? Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he's essentially a techie guy too, right? Facebook, Apple, it's all tech. And where you have all of these type of industries and discussions surrounding that one, let's call it just a subset of our community, all the kids are going to be wanting to be that like them, right?
Yes.
Back in the olden days, kids, I think, wanted to be fire engine drivers, right? Or truck drivers, But now I think most of them, they want to become a tech guy. And we're seeing that. So the biggest challenge there is competing industries, where it's going to take a lot of that young energy and young focus away from our industry. So that's going to go against us. The second part is that you'll find, we touched on this briefly earlier with Amazon, you got other emergent hybrid industries. They're not really a logistics company. They're not really an e-commerce company, but they're like this mishmash of this whole thing. And it's given us, our community, a new platform of how to do things, right? Some of the examples are Wayfair, for example. One of my good friends, P. Mento, he is the commercial manager for the freight forwarding sector of Wayfair, right? Now, that's essentially another Amazon model at play right now for the bulky goods, right? Yeah. And then you have another digital forwarder, which is had a meteoric rise due to its systems, which is Flexport, right? Massive attention, massive investments, massive success story there. But one of the recent announcements, which was again right in line of what we're talking about here, is almost morphing itself into this hybrid style of industry. And they partnered with Shopify, right? And I thought that was a very genius move. Why? Because, well, you started off as a digital forwarder. You didn't start off as an Amazon 2.0, but now you're seeing that, okay, there is some gap between Amazon and what you do as a business. How do we capture that market? Well, Shopify is one of our investors. Let's partner them partner up with them. So we've got the front end commercial facing side and we've got the freight side. Put them together. You have essentially this hybrid Amazon model at play now, right? Yeah. Super powerful thinking there, right? I mean, to be frank, I'm super envious that I'm not in that decision-making chair or in part of that group for me to brainstorm and come up with these ideas, because that stuff excites me, because they are forward thinking, because they know if they continue to do what they're currently doing, they're going to be automated out. They're going to be coded out, right? They're going to be digitized out. And what is your purpose after that? So there is movement. And so again, for a traditional guy in a traditional freight forwarding environment in logistics, who are still belonging to the traditional way of doing things, all of these developments I see as challenges in us attracting the talent we need to bring us forward. Because it's the ones that already has those resources that are winning. Yeah. Right. And so that's a massive challenge. And, and I guess the third part is just the third massive challenge is just existing status quo of our industry, where how many people in my industry, in supply chain, that's as we know it today, actually even thinks on the same tangent as us, or even have the passion to want to think about it, instead of just going, I'm just here to make my money and find the quickest way out. Yeah. So the third biggest is the status quo. How do we change the status quo? Yeah. So Those things keep me up at night.
Think global logistics.